This is April. She's a mother of two and at 45 years old has nothing.
You have zero on your account.
Zero, baby. What you gonna do?
Not only that, but she's also accumulated a lot of debt.
That brings your current net worth, April, at minus 55,898.
And even though she struggles with her finances, she manages to make a decent income.
You're making about 5,200 per month, a lot of which is driven by your husband under the income of wife allowance. This is how you define it.
Yes.
With great income but awful finances will answer the ultimate question. What the heck is going on?
Welcome to Finance Action, the show where we take action. My name is Romain, and today I have the pleasure to be with April. April, how are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Of course, April. Let's look at your profile. So you are 45 years old. You're originally from Detroit. You currently live in Las Vegas, and you work as a comedian, poet, and on the side, you have to cover the bills. Sometimes you do DoorDash. Sometimes you have some side gigs and so on. Is that right?
Yes.
Looking at the way, April, you rated your personal finance from cheating to payday, you rated yourself as surviving.
Woo. Okay.
So guys, I'm gonna have to try and manage this whole story because there is so much and you've been through so many things, even from like your childhood and your upbringing. In fact, I always have kind of a discussion a little bit with the people who are going to come to the show, and that's kind of how I vet people to come to. And you have a tremendous story. So I encourage you to follow along as this is going to have so many swings and ups and downs. April is something.
Yeah,
okay.
It's going to be bipolar. Definitely bipolar, but it's okay, right? Just,
That's right.
Embrace yourself, let it flow.
Let it flow. All right, April. So walk me through step by step a little bit kind of your life. So your upbringing, how is your upbringing?
I'm not going to say it was bad. I, always had food to eat. Always went to, visit my dad. I just want people to know how I felt as a little girl when my dad would pick me up and I would be so happy to see him. And then I would get in the passenger seat and cry. And I would try to even hide it from him because he'd be listening to his music. So we would have that conversation. But I would always feel like it was the last time I would see him again.
Why?
Would always feel like that. Because of the drug situation. Now, he never did drugs in front of me, but whatever it was, I didn't want my daddy in no type of health situation. I loved him. I was daddy's little girl. And so every time I seen him, I would just pray on that. And it wasn't fair to me because he never did drugs in my face. And I should have been able to enjoy him. It's not fair for your kid to suffer like that. I think we want to be honest with the kids, but we want to think about what you're really telling them, something that they can't change. And it tore my childhood apart. I just wish I could have enjoyed him because when I turned 21, he died. And I had just started to enjoy him.
So pretty much during your childhood, your father was using drugs and you were under the impression that his life was going to end at any time. It's kind of how you were feeling. So you pretty much had an upbringing that was challenging in a way. In Detroit. And then you became the woman that you are today over that time. How did that woman evolve in life to end up in a situation today where you find yourself in quite a financial struggles?
Yeah, coming up and coming down. And honestly, if we gonna go all the way back, I should have just stayed my butt in college and got a bigger degree. It took me a long time to get an associate degree. I don't like to stay in one place. At one time, when I was hired at the city of Dearborn, I know I'm going over, my mom thought I'd be there forever. You know how some people get those city jobs and that just wasn't me, So growing up being daddy's girl, I would love cars. My daddy loved cars. We connected with cars. I started selling cars at 16. And just was, hustling since a kid in Detroit. I don't know. I mean, I was working at 12 years old at a restaurant. So I always just saw the value of money.
And so you pretty much hustled your way through life in Detroit. Here on your application, I see that you were selling cars, you sell home, but it was kind of a constant hustle life. But at the time, you were making it.
Yeah, and guess what? I just always wanted more. I don't want to be paid by the hour. I want to be paid by what I'm giving and the time that I'm putting in, and then I can put all day and night in. That's why I need your help, right? I need to get back on track, baby. I lost my daddy in the month of April. I lost my favorite cousin, Tati, in the month of April. Real recent. My friend called me and said, "Happy birthday, April. I love you." Went to sleep and passed away. And then, me and Mita, we bond like that. And then my other friend, her son, Loretta, she just left. She flew out here to Las Vegas to spend my birthday with me because she had to bury her son on my birthday.
But how do you explain, if I may ask, many...
It's a lot.
So many deaths at such a young age? Why is it related to?
We're not going to call it Detroit. We're just going to call it life. And we're going to say that the month of April is hard. But also, I saw me as a comedian, me, the reason why I was born, me, my purpose, Because I had to go to a funeral and then I had to get on that stage. And it was hard for me. But when I seen people laughing, I'm talking about going like this, knowing that it was one of the worst days of their life, knowing that they just went to their auntie funeral, their mama funeral, and for that one moment, I was able to make everything okay. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm always going to do comedy because I feel like that's my purpose.
And so you went to Detroit, and you left Detroit. Why did you leave at the time if everything was good?
One day I woke up and I had a conversation with my husband. This is the flaw in me that my mama was talking about. And I said, everything is good, but I know I can make more money. I should just left it alone. And I started looking.
So then you leave from Detroit, you arrive in Las Vegas. What do you have?
I don't have nothing.
Nothing.
But I still, at the time, had my house and I had a job at the Westgate because I took that test for timeshare. So everybody, now we about to get into the nitty gritty of how things can change for you financially if you don't have your shit right with a savings account. Anything can happen. I haven't been able to sleep, and I'm a sleeper, okay? But the fact that I woke up, one morning and I couldn't wake him up.
Couldn't wake who?
I couldn't wake my husband up. And it just felt like a dream until something said, this is real, he's not waking up. And I'm just bamming on his back, I'm screaming his name. He was not breathing. I'm doing CPR, some compressions, 2 breaths to the head. If it's not working, you re-tilt the head, 2 breaths to the head. I gave it all I got. I gave all the breath I had in my body to that man, and something came out his nose and his body moved, and that's when I jumped up to call 911. I never called 911 until his body moved. And it's in that moment, it's somewhere in that moment where you relive that.
So everything came down on you.
Everything. I was a mess.
So, thank you, April.
The big girl, right? Don't forget that.
Today, you're coming to the show feeling like you are surviving.
Right now, I'm surviving Frontier Airlines, okay? I was traveling to Detroit to do some comedy. So, me buying 4 tickets, they actually double charged me, said they was gonna pay me back in 7 days, which they did not. So I told the bank credited me. I thought it was over, but they had took it back like it was theirs. They bullies. That day, it felt like a horse kicked me because I didn't have anything. I couldn't even get a coffee, but I went months just trying to pay my basic bills. And certain people started treating me like I was a crackhead. So my fault I wasn't saving, but we get into the reason why I was already struggling, right? Check by check. But just imagine somebody going in your account, taking your last, and you're like, what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
I'm really the one that people call me and say, hey, you got $100. Hey, you got this. If I call you and your phone is off, I want to know who you pay your bill with. Maybe I can help you. So I'm the person that try to help people. And when I went down, it was only a couple people. So shout out to my good friends that was able to help me get those coffees that morning,
That's right. Okay. So, coffees is definitely a priority for you, even
Yeah,
in
I
some
need
of the
to
worst
start my day.
situations.
Let me get a coffee so I can think about the rest.
Yeah, well, you don't have to get your coffee from Starbucks, Lisa, but we won't be going into that yet.
Ooh.
Okay. So, summarizing a little bit some of the components of your story. You had it tough, hustling in Detroit, got yourself in kind of some tough grounds in Detroit. You still had daughters at the time, so you have an older daughter. Moved to Las Vegas, hustle your way around with your husband, and at some point you find yourself with a couple $100 on your checking account. You have a conflict with Frontier on, I believe, November 1st. So they double charge you, and then you have zero on your account.
Zero, baby. What you gonna do?
And your husband at the time wasn't working.
He could not work, and I was lit. I'm telling you, that's when it felt like I got kicked with a horse. That's when it became real, because I was so trying to stay upbeat. Hey, I got this. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? But when they did that shit on November 1st, and I had to call about my payment that's due November 4th and tell them that I was going to be late for the first time since I've been here in Las Vegas, I was a mess.
Okay. So altogether, including a business that you've run that hasn't been going as well as you would have liked, but still you gave it a shot, today it brings you into a fairly tough financial position.
Yeah.
And now that brings us to our first segment, April, that we bring it back a little bit to the finance, which looks at your income and your assets. If you like this type of content, we invite you to like and subscribe, as this helps this channel tremendously. Thank you. So, looking at your application, you have for main profession to be a comedian. Okay, you're a poet and you do a little bit of side gigs on the side. If we look at some of the streams of your income that you're recorded, you're making about $5,200 per month. A lot of which is driven by your husband under the income of wife allowance. This is how you define it. And so your husband is pretty much supporting your lifestyle right now, and you're complementing with side gigs that you're doing on the side. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that's fair right now.
What is interesting, though, as I look into some of your statements that we haven't mentioned previously, is here and there, sometimes you are receiving some payments to the form of like $100 here and there. What is that coming from?
So I do have a friend. He is a millionaire, but he's a millionaire because he worked his life, took care of his, he was an owner. He was a accountant. I told him some poetry. I met him in poetry. I'm a poet, y'all. Unpaid me poetry.
That's right.
And he said, I'll give you $250 a month for a year. Great. That was a good poem, wasn't it?
That's a good point.
$250 a month for a year. Never got no money rapping. $1,000 donation, $500 donation.
So what? You tell poetry to this guy? You go and tell poetry to this guy? What do you do?
I can be companion. You see how I talk too much? But I need to make $100 a day.
Yeah.
So if he is not doing anything, I can go over there and make my $100. And that's a good
so
friend.
You can go at any time and speak to him and he gives you $100?
He would love it. He loved company. But I'm not just going to show up at his door like, hey, I'm here. Give me $100, motherfucker. No, it's not like that. To give you an idea, he sent me a text today, and he's like, I would love to have you come over this weekend, which would be great. $100 Saturday and Sunday. However, I'm hosting for Escapely this weekend. I got my 100 in the bag, right? I'm tired too, but that could have been an easy 200. Making sense to you?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So telling poetry to a person that appreciates those and you're getting payment for
I love
it.
you, Greg.
Okay. Looking at your total income, that brings your yearly at $72,000. If we compare that against the median in the United States for your age bracket between 45 and 54 years old, 50% make more, 50% make less, it is at $61,400. Okay, so you're making more than the median, driven by your side gigs and the wife allowance that is provided to you by your husband. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Looking at your assets now, thank you for providing me with your statement. It's going to be pretty fast for the most part. You have one checking account with a balance of $975. No saving, nothing else.
Nothing else, boo. Gotta get it. We about to get it.
Well, that's right. But you also have cars, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you drive?
Mazda CX-7.
Okay, how many miles?
How many miles do we got? About 175. It got high miles on there.
Okay. Looking at the value for this car right now, it's at $4,800.
Okay.
And then you have another car,
Malibu, 2014.
2014. And how many miles?
Like 94K.
Okay. That car is currently valued right now at $8,700.
Can we get it value for 10,000?
I don't think
So I'm
so.
just playing. Let's
You're a
get
car
little bit of-
salesman.
Man.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that's private party, though. I give you the benefit as if you were selling in front of your driveway.
Oh, thank
Together,
you.
that brings your total car value at $13,500.
That ain't shit.
Okay, but you have some debt on those. Not too much, but you still have a little bit of debt. Do you have any form of retirement?
You know, we used to borrow out the 401k, but
So
since we
you
got
think you
here,
have a 401k?
We do. I
Okay.
know we do. I'm so sorry.
So, no, it's fine. Knowing about your 401k is something that is important. I personally have a company that have worked for, and that sometimes they do your rollover. So they are currently doing my rollover for my own 401k, and they also search for you and see if you had a 401k in the past. So they do all of that for you. The name is Capitalize. I have a link in the description. You guys can look at it. I vetted their service myself, and they are pretty much the number one in the industry for that.
Oh.
So I will give you the link for you.
Please, I
as
need to
well.
know.
But assuming that right now I'm going to account for zero on this, that brings
Yeah,
your
we did.
total assets right now, if you were to sell everything you have, okay? And you told me at some point that you have a house, but you sold it in Detroit,
Yeah, I
right?
sold it in Detroit. COVID was not my friend.
Okay. That brings your total asset right now, April, at $14,475. Okay.
That's horrible. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be okay.
All right. Now that we look together at your income and your asset, it's time to move on to our next segment, which looks at your expenses and your debt. Hey guys, a brief apartheid to let you know that I just released a free download so that you can do finance action on yourself at home. In this document, I've also included 10 steps to set yourself financially. Again, this is for free, available in the description below. And now let's get back to our content. All right, expenses here. Looking at rent, how much do you pay for rent per month?
$15.50.
Looking at your housing expense against your income, April, it is about 30%. We like it to be below 28, so I'm not too worried. Right now, you're doing good in terms of housing. Let's move on to some of the rest of your expenses. Looking at your phone. Oh man, when I looked at some of your previous statements, you were bowling on it. Hundreds of dollars, but now you're looking at what, 115 or so?
Yeah, I need a whole new phone. Look at that phone. Self-esteem is very low.
Yeah, well, that's definitely not a priority right now, April.
Right. But yeah.
Okay, as we transition into some of the rest of your expense, your car, you still have a little bit of debt on one, not as much, but just one payment, April. One payment. Oh.
I thought life would be so much easier.
Well,
I
it's,
got down
it's
to
about,
that
you
one
know,
payment.
$370 of debt. That's it. Okay? That was something that I've never seen. What the heck is going on, April?
Did you go say wigs?
No, with
Oh,
your
coffee.
freaking gas. With your
Okay.
gas. With your gas.
I didn't know it was bad until I was telling you about it.
It's crazy. I'm recording here and looking at calculation around $500 a month on gas, April. You're
That's
always driving in your car?
crazy. Yeah, because like I said, if I put $10 in there and go to the IKEA and come back, it is gone.
Okay, $500 though. Huh? That's pretty
Weird.
crazy.
Maybe we should look into getting like a better. Maybe I should look into maybe it's something wrong that is costing me that much freaking
Yeah,
gas.
that looks weird. Also, by the way, I don't know if you're familiar with another company that I use that is called Upside. It's an app that you can select a gas station. They have promotions and then give you cash back.
I get cash back if I pay with my cash.
But
one
you
of
can
those cards.
combine that.
Oh,
And what it
gotcha.
does is like sometimes it's like 20 cents, 30 cents per gallon off. The other day I filled mine up and I got $4 off.
Yeah, because
It's free
gas
money.
is very expensive right now.
Yeah, it's free money. There we have it in the description as well, guys. Another
Thank
program
you.
that is vetted by myself that I really like. Looking at your insurance, 150, that's pretty fair. I'm not too bad on that. Together, that brings your transportation expenses at 19%, We like it to be below 18%. I
that
think
ain't bad.
it's not bad. But again, you're making a pretty good income. Huh?
That just changed, praise God.
Yeah, that is a lot thanks to the work of your husband. If we look at some of the rest of your expenses here, I mean, you have a daughter, so I see a lot going on for her.
2. One is grown though. She's 23. And the other one is 11. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 23-year-old, she don't live with me.
But, April, what the hell is going on with wigs? I see like around $120 a week on wigs. What the heck? How does someone spend that much? How many do you have?
I got too many. And I really wish I could spend more money, like $300 to $600 on them or something like.
Well, of course, everybody. I wish I had a yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's. You have $900 on your account. You're spending. I mean, here we're looking at what, around $500 on wigs per month. But ladies and gentlemen, 45 days straight in a row. Starbucks, $5.97, 45 days in a row. Congratulations. No, but come on.
Are you serious? I told you don't make me let $200.
How? And you still have like some credit card debt. On top of all of that, you're buying your stuff on credit cards.
I tell you.
$750, 403. Affirm, $100, not too bad. You see also you have some Las Vegas athletic collection. What the heck?
I know. The big girl was trying to get in. You could tell me I wasn't about to get
How
in
do
shape,
you get
baby.
$700 of collection from a gym?
I only went one time. That's probably when I signed up.
That's a good rate, huh? $720 for one-time gym session.
Because once you sign that contract, you owe them your life after that. I'm like, can I just exercise, please? I'm unhealthy still yet. But no, they want the money.
Okay, I also see that you're recording here. City of Detroit, $3,000 of debt. They're charging you $58 a month. What's going on?
One of my friends that, like I said, I always looked out for people. So I put my car on Craigslist saying that I'm coming to Las Vegas. But one of my friends go, oh, I want it. So she didn't even have the money. She didn't even calling me. And the situation I was in, coming to Las Vegas with nothing, I shouldn't have been trying to help nobody. But instead, I left her my vehicle. She didn't put the place on it. And I'm still she got tickets in my name. You know.
Okay. Now, as we look at some of the rest of your debt, you also have $65,000 of student loans.
Oh, yeah. Throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care. No, I don't know what. Look, baby, the big girl is happy to have a degree. I ain't do nothing with it.
It's a federal, right? 5%?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to do something.
So with that much collection and credit cards and so on, your credit score must be pretty shot. Where are you at credit score-wise?
You said it's shot is murdered, okay?
What are we speaking?
It's like 598.
598, okay. All right, so that together right now at 45 years old, April, brings your total number of debt
Lord Jesus.
to $70,373.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, if we look at your net worth, that brings your current net worth, April, at minus 55,898.
That's annually though, right?
That's your total net worth, your debt minus your assets.
That is crazy.
But that's a lot driven by your student loans.
The student loan, okay.
Okay, now that we have a greater understanding of your situation, your background, your story, let me bring you to our next segment, which looks at the money case. So in this money case, April, I want to bring to your attention something that is potentially one of the biggest expense that you've made in your life without even realizing it. Yep. And you know what that is? That is going to be the number of Starbucks coffee that you've taken. I'm counting here 6 years, and I see them every single day.
Period.
every day.
Shout out Starbucks girls.
Yeah. Shout out Starbucks girls. You're gonna see you have $900 on your account.
Oh my God.
Do you know how much you've spent over the past? What? Since 2012, in buying Starbucks almost on a daily basis.
I told you I was the car salesperson. I know it's a lot.
April.
Not to mention Tim Horton. Shout out Tim Horton girls.
Yeah, well, it's not $10,000.
Are you serious?
It's much more than that.
How much? How much is it?
45,000.
You gotta be telling me.
April, if
That's
you had,
what I need for my capital. I need 50,000 for my capital right now. That's crazy.
I know
Ooh.
I'm having a nervous laugh for you because if you had invested that money, it is 45 grand that you've spent on sips of coffees, April. 45 days in a row here. At least you're not missing a day on Starbucks. Are you good on that?
God.
No, but seriously, like, come on.
Listen, so the way I was crying, and you had to offset that to make me laugh. You just made me laugh so hard. I would never believe that was that much.
45 grand.
Car sales, you get addicted to coffee.
April, I'm going to be real with you right now. Okay?
Please do.
You're not 20 years old anymore.
Hell no.
At 45, no, but seriously, for a minute, I really want you to start thinking about the mindset and the position because, you have kids, you have a husband, which has shown at some point that the situation can be very fragile.
That part, yeah.
Are you interested in reliving what you've been going through?
Never again.
But you're doing everything right now in terms of your expenses that brings you back into this momentum.
I'm happy to see what plan you have.
So I'm going to tell you right away. So, looking at your needs right now, this is money that you need to spend per month, no matter what. And I'm accounting for about $1,200 for your daughter per month. Rent, your car, gas, insurance, communications, food. You have a pet. I know you don't have pet insurance, but again, people hate it that I say it so much, but it's a lifesaver.
It is.
That brings your total amount of money that you need for your needs at $4,500 per month. Okay, that's 87% of your income. That is quite steep. That
it
is again
That's
because of the
part
rent, your daughter,
that
and all of that.
talk about,
as well as some of your minimum payments on your cards. And I'm not even accounting for student loan payments.
Period.
I know that if I tell you right now to stop your coffee, you're not going to do it.
I can't do it right now.
I will say, are you able to restrict it to once every other day?
Yes.
Okay? So that brings your Starbucks budget, which is for you critical, at $90 per month. Okay? When it comes to your hair, your makeup, all of the other ones, a little bit of going out, I give you $150. Okay? That brings your total number of wants per month right now at 240. But that's it. You can't pull,
You said
can't
wigs, 150?
Yes, but you
I might have to give me some braids or something. Yeah, it's about to be hot anyway. Don't nobody want to deal with no wigs in 117 degrees.
I know, but what I'm saying to you is you have nothing.
I know nothing.
At 45 years old, you should be set up for something. You don't have a house. You don't have for retirement. You don't have savings. April, come on.
And do you know I own 4 houses and sold them all?
Well,
yeah, but now I don't got shit. So
yes, and on top of that, you just recently quit your job, which you meant,
I had to. I think it'd have been worse if I didn't quit.
Okay, but you're soon gonna find a new one in State Farm.
I
Is
got
nice.
that. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so let's look at together some of the steps. Okay. I want to start low and I want to start fast. Today, the number that I want you to save per month, April, is $500.
That's low.
That's low.
I'm willing, but I've been watching some shows. I see some people start a little lower than that.
Yeah. Well, right now you're saving $0 per month. How much are you saving per month right now?
Because I ain't had shit. I'm happy to sit here. We couldn't even talk about saving last month.
I know. You save peanuts. And you're stacking on more credit card debts and so on.
But I get what you're saying because I could have been saving coffee money. We need to definitely
No, but coffee
start
money is one of the things. You're spending money on so many other things that right now we can't really justify in your situation.
Yeah. I could let the wigs go. The Starbucks, we gonna do
Every other day.
Every other day.
Every other day, please.
Because I am better mentally. When I don't know what to do, the Starbucks.
All right. So, April, let's calibrate a little bit ourselves together.
Okay.
Number one, save $500 per month. Number two, I need you to start building a little bit of a buffer, okay? And actually, before that, number two, you have a very small debt here with a firm, $100. Get that shit out of the way, April. I want you to start having quick wins. You have a lot of debt, but they are very small, okay? So if we look at a little bit together as to your, debt repayment, you can attack a lot of your debt very fast. And I don't want, like, you have credit card debt, $400, another one at $750. You have your car at $330. All of those are very small amounts that I want you to start living off in the past. Okay? So any money that you're going to make for the next couple of months here, the extra, I want you to please put it towards your credit card debt, some of the little debt, and so on. I want you to only have the student loans. Okay? Once you reach that, and it shouldn't take you a crazy amount of time, it should be pretty fast. You're going to start building what we call an emergency fund. Okay? An emergency fund, you're going to put money into a higher saving account. By that time, you will be able to save much more than $500 because you're not going to have all of those minimum payments that are hurting you. Okay? Right now, you have zero setup for your daughter. You have zero setup for you. And you are hanging. You always say, I'm the big girl. I like to rely on myself. But again, see how the situation happened when your husband was not working for months and Titanic hit the freaking iceberg.
You don't have nobody and you can't blame nobody but yourself.
And you don't want to be in this situation anymore.
Never again.
So you're going to put money into an emergency fund. I need you to target $10,000. Okay? From that point, at the same time, I need you to start opening a retirement account. You are extremely late for where you should be, April. Open a Roth IRA. All of this, I will put you in the paper at the end. You will see it's going to be very smooth. You need to open a Roth IRA. Start contributing money into it. I need you to completely change your mindset around money because at some point you were making great money.
I was.
And I know for a fact, and I can see it, that you're giving your money away all the time. Do not partake in this. For now, I'm sorry, you have to think about yourself. I know that it is good to donate and so on. I am all for that. But think about yourself first.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Send yourself and then potentially see how you can help one and another. I'm all for that again. But you're not in a situation to do that.
Never. Nope, I'm not.
If I was to rate your financial situation from 0 to 10, I would put you as a 1 or as a 2. It is low.
That is low. I put
and
that at 0.
If you didn't have your husband,
it would be another story.
It would be even lower. So I want you for this to click because mathematically you can do it. But all of the additional spend that I'm seeing here is absolutely not justified. From the mathematic perspective, it is not justified. You've leaned through so much. Your father was so important for you and was such an important image that I want you to feel like you can be the same for your daughters and show example. And in the behaviors that you're doing right now, you're not showing the right example. You are in heart. But in the spending behavior, this is not the most optimal, and by far, I need you to stand up to the plate. As number one, a respect to your husband for the efforts that he's providing with helping you financially. And as a two, freaking be the role model for your children and see, my mom's got it. And she can bring herself out of the problem that you've been facing. Because Frontier was $403. And it was 6 months ago, April.
I still want my money back.
I know, but it's $400. What I'm saying is, do you realize in the context of life how much importance do you put to this? Yes, it was a click, but it should not be the case if you had put yourself in a good spot.
Yeah, I do have, some habits. So I just want to make it right. I definitely want to make it right. So
I'm telling you like this. This comes to me, I know we were laughing about the Starbucks answer, as an intervention. The opportunity, if you partake in some of what we've been discussing, to bring you back on track, higher saving account, Roth IRA, you pay your debt. Once all of this is satisfied, you call me back and then we can speak about investments. We can speak about potentially situation for your kids. We can speak about will, estate planning, diversification of investment, risk strategy. There is so much that can be open, but you're still closing yourself behind that door that forces you to take jobs either by the gig or by the hour, or you're living the day-to-day to get the $100.
Yeah.
At some point, this is not the life that you're going to want to have.
No, but this is the life that I have now, and that's why I wanted to tell the story. I wish I would have had that mindset when I moved to Vegas and things started going good.
No, especially when your husband was in a tough financial spot.
Yeah, but before that, when everything was good, why didn't I think to save money?
Yeah.
Everything you said, absolutely right. I done been through a lot, and I'm about to change it all. I'm gonna do that shit. And I'm going to be one that's going to be back. And I have the opportunity now to make more than that. So I'm at the little percentages. So we're going to see what happens.
I'm going to call you back, April, in 1 month. And I'm going to ask you this question. Have you saved $500? Have you started to pay some of the stupid debt here that we've seen that is peanuts that you're going to take care of?
Yeah.
Do you shake my hand?
Yeah, I know this part.
Let's do it, April. Come on.
I know this part. So,
all right. What do you have to say as final words?
Know yourself, right? Be yourself and do better. And that's why I'm here, right? And I just wanted people to know, you can cry, you can laugh, you can go broke, people can treat you like shit, but it's up to you to believe it. I'm going to get my shit together, right? And we going to keep laughing. So thank you so much.
All right, guys, we'll be following up with April. I have some great hopes. I think you got it.
Yeah.
And we hope you enjoy some other content available on the channel. Until then, I see you next time. À bientôt.
Hi, everybody. It is April Big Girl Lee, and I am back to tell you that after the show, I felt bad. I really felt bad. But then I felt good for being honest, and thank you for giving me a platform. I went 8 days, no coffee. I started saving money. I enrolled in my property and casualty course. I went in and passed the test. But as far as bad wigs, I'm still buying wigs. But thank you for giving me your platform to have a shoulder to cry on and have a plan to move forward. We're going to get there. Thank you so much, Romain.